Russia, if you're listening.
The Russians hack our systems.
Russia even hacked into the Democratic National Committee.
Top U.S. officials continue to allege that Russian hackers are trying to meddle in the U.S. election, and some fear that recent breaches of voter databases are just the beginning. So, if a foreign actor wants to influence America's democratic process, how could they do it? The most extreme, but perhaps the most difficult way, would be to actually manipulate votes. For example, many states use electronic voting machines that run on various types of software. And if that software is manipulated before it's loaded onto machines, votes could be altered the moment they're cast. David Dill, founder of the Verified Voting Foundation, says the possibility of that happening is particularly worrisome in states like Pennsylvania and Georgia, where electronic votes are not supplemented by paper verification. That means if votes are hijacked, it would be difficult, if not impossible, to conduct an audit. A hacker who has obtained personal voter information could also try to cast absentee ballots on behalf of Americans who don't typically show up to the polls. Though that would be difficult to replicate on a large scale without raising red flags. Or they could try to intercept ballots that are cast online by a small number of voters, like expatriates and members of the military. And rather than manipulate votes, foreign actors could also try to prevent them, a strategy that experts say is more likely. One way to do that, by hacking into a voter registration database and deregistering thousands of voters who are likely to support a particular party. Susan Hennessy, a fellow at the Brookings Institution, says hackers with personal data could spread misinformation about polling place locations to cause confusion. Or they might send threatening texts and emails to try to intimidate voters from going to the polls altogether. Even if hackers don't manipulate or prevent a single vote, one thing experts worry about the most is their ability to influence public perception. Paul Brewer, a professor at the University of Delaware, says the presence of hackers can undermine confidence in America's free and fair democratic process. And all this talk about rigged elections in 2016 might actually discourage people from going to the polls. While these are the worst-case scenarios, FBI Director James Comey sought to calm fears, saying America's election system is so decentralized and, quote, clunky, it would be difficult for hackers to affect the outcome.